fun-sized
spooks. Cats. Ah, the domestic feline. Love 'em, hate 'em, or just enjoy watching videos of 'em, you've got to admit they've got style. They are powerful, potentially deadly beasts with a penchant for nocturnal stalking, but many of us keep them in our homes. It is no surprise, therefore, that their history has long been tied with a variety of spooky things. African wildcats were first domesticated in the Near East. A cat skeleton dating back to 7,500 BC was excavated near a Stone Age human gravesite in Cyprus. Cats were sacred to the ancient Egyptians. When a family's cat died, the entire household would mourn and shave their eyebrows. The late cat would be taken to the sacred city of Bubastis, where it would be embalmed and buried in a sacred repository. Cats are associated with female power and are the companions of female deities in numerous cultures. In Norse mythology, Freya, the goddess of love, beauty, and fertility, rides a chariot drawn by cats. The Egyptian goddess Bastet was depicted with the head of a cat. She was also the goddess of pregnancy and childbirth, possibly because of the fertility of the domestic cat. Egyptians also prayed to Bastet for protection against disease and evil spirits. At first, the Romans thought Egyptians' practice of keeping cats was ghastly, as they only knew vicious wildcats. They preferred to keep weasels in their homes. Imagine curling up with that. But in time, they found the cat to be a superior companion and rat catcher. Artemis, the Greek goddess of the hunt, the moon, and childbirth, was associated with cats. Her Roman equivalent, Diana, transformed into a cat in Ovid's Metamorphoses. Diana was the only pagan goddess named in the New Testament of the Bible, so she became shorthand among early Christians for a demonic female spirit. In 899, a German abbot, Regino of Prum, wrote a folklore about nighttime processions of specters led by the goddess Diana. Local women were said to participate in these wicked parades in spirit form while their bodies remained in bed. Diana's association with cats unfortunately dragged the feline down with her bad reputation. Cats began to be tied with witchcraft, and witches were believed to keep cats as their familiars, who lurked about at night to do the witch's evil bidding. The feline's vertical split pupil, supple movements, and long, graceful tail reminded the faithful of a serpent, the most evil of creatures in Christian tradition. Funnily enough, the early church had an if you can't beat 'em, rename 'em attitude towards pagan beliefs, and Diana and her cats were no exception. They sanctified Diana by transferring much of her dogma to the Virgin Mary, including her protection of women and children and her love of cats. Cats are sometimes depicted with the Holy Family in art, and according to Italian folklore, in the same night that Mary gave birth to Jesus, a virgin cat in Bethlehem gave birth to a kitten. But Mary's love of cats did not save them from being persecuted as witches' familiars in the Middle Ages. In 1233, Pope Gregory IX's Vox in Roma, a warning against witchcraft, accused satanic sects of performing rites, during which they kissed Lucifer, disguised as a black cat, on the buttocks. As a result, cats were hunted down, burned, and hurled from bell towers. It was long held true that this cat scourge allowed the rat population to soar, and thus the bubonic plague to spread across Europe, killing a quarter of the population in the 14th century. However, historians refute this claim. It is unlikely that enough cats were killed to have a large impact on either the cat or rat population. Cats were just as likely as rats to contract and spread the plague, which was transmitted by fleas. And the disease also ravaged areas in Asia, the Middle East, and Egypt where cat populations remained intact. Whether or not exterminating kitties killed millions of Europeans, the witch association stuck, and the domestic cat has been firmly stamped in our minds as a friend of sorceresses and a symbol of Halloween. The three weird sisters of Shakespeare's Macbeth had a cat called Grimalkin who helped them see into the future. In the age of exploration, the 15th to 17th centuries, cats were popular good luck charms and rodent control on board ships. This facilitated their dissemination to all corners of the globe. In America, they were loved and feared just as they had been in Europe. During the Salem witch trials, accused women were said to enchant children to purr like kittens. Cats are the focus of many superstitions. It is said that if a black cat crosses your path, you will have bad luck or even die. Cats were once thought to steal the breath from babies in their cribs, though this is more likely due to allergies. Urban legends speak of nursing home cats who will pay special affection to residents on the day before they die. Because cats are so good at extricating themselves from dangerous situations, myths in many cultures claim that cats have multiple lives. The predominant belief is that they have 9 lives, but in Italy, Germany, Greece, Brazil, and some Spanish-speaking regions, they are said to have 7 lives. In Arabic tradition, the number of lives is 6. Cats are still chilling with witches today. Sabrina the teenage witch had a talking cat named Salem, who was a warlock transformed as punishment for trying to take over the world. In Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson sisters transformed Thackeray Binks into an immortal cat, and he spent 300 years trying to stop them from sucking the lives out of the children of Salem. Hermione Granger is the cat parent to Crookshanks in the Harry Potter series. He is the only one who knows that Ron's rat scabbard is really villainous wizard Peter Pettigrew. Today, many animal shelters will not adopt out cats, especially black cats, in the month of October, for fears that they will be abused or even sacrificed in demonic Halloween rituals. Evidence of these horrific practices mostly come down to hearsay, but best to keep your furry friends indoors during this boisterous holiday, which can cause serious stress to pets. So what do you think of all this kitty superstition? Is your feline friend staring at you so intently because they're trying to control you with demonic forces? Or do they just want you to get them a treat? If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon and help me make more horrifying videos. Patrons get cool perks like exclusive content, mentions in videos, and can even request video topics. A link to my Patreon is in the description. Thank you for watching, and unpleasant dreams, darlings.